Following a scathing Department of Justice report claiming Phoenix police officers use excessive force and unjustified deadly force, now interim Phoenix Police Chief Michael Sullivan just implemented changes to its use of force policy.
It's something that should have happened years ago.
Roland Harris is the father of 19-year-old Jacob Harris. In 2019, Jacob was shot in the back by Phoenix police and killed. The department said Jacob was a suspect in an armed robbery who ran from the scene.
They didn't need to use deadly force at all, that they actually escalated the situation.
Since then, Harris has been demanding police accountability.
Even though it happened in 2019, here we are 2025, I'm still here fighting for Jacob.
All these years later, Phoenix Police has raised the standards of when force can be used. A spokesperson said the policy is actually more strict than the set national standard. There are now categories officers will have to go by before they use any sort of force on suspects. Some of the changes include police can no longer use deadly force if the suspect is only a danger to themselves or property. Officers cannot strike suspects in the head or neck, and certain types of chokeholds are now prohibited. It says deadly force can only be used if there is immediate risk of death or serious injury to officers or members of the public.
I think we're setting ourselves up for failure. And not only that, I think we're setting our community, our city up for civil liability.
All these changes has Daryl Crippling worried. He's the president of PLEA, that's the Phoenix Law Enforcement Association. He believes with officers now having to determine what force is proportional to the situation they're in, it's going to make them more hesitant when responding to these dangerous situations.
Officers don't understand what they're allowed to do, so they disengage. So it's going to definitely create an officer safety scenario or situation for them, and it's also going to be a safety issue for the community.
He says the policy also focuses on de-escalation, and for any situation where force is used, will be reported and reviewed.
Instead of learning, we're going to discipline. And I'll tell you, it's going to create a situation where, one, officers probably are going to not be keen to that, want to maybe lateral to other departments.
Claiming these changes are just going to create more problems for the department and the city.
We always should look to improve as an organization, but some of those recommendations don't make sense.
Now, this policy update has been in the works for the past few years now. We did reach out to Phoenix Police for an interview to talk about these changes, but they declined. We're live in the studio. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Chase, thanks.